Hi everyone, welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne and you're watching Marianne's Mystic Mentions. Welcome to your January 2022 readings. Yes, happy New Year. I pray and hope that it is in fact happy and that you find whatever that happiness means for you today, every moment that you're moving forward, because it is an inside job, it really is. And here's the thing. I read for the first 6 signs of the zodiac, my featured signs, I like to call them. And then I had said very clearly that I was going to be doing a January reading, but I would not be doing a mid-month reading. There's things coming up I knew about. And I just thought, okay, I need to reset some things perfect for the Venus in retrograde in the sign of Capricorn, which will be throughout the entire month of January. So well, as it turns out, I am now going to be reading for the last 6 signs from Libra to Pisces, because I had a lot of things come up I did not expect. And that's what the retrogrades are about. They're about, okay, you can have all the plans you want, and that's not a bad thing ever. It's an intention, it's a motivation. We had the new moon in Capricorn on the 2nd, which affects everybody. And those are powerful energies that we can put forth and write down things we want to have happen, and with everything in our heart and soul, and yet at the same time expect for outside interferences perhaps, or retrogrades. We also have a 2nd retrograde happening in the sign of Aquarius, Mercury retrograde from the 14th of January through, I believe it's the 3rd of February. So yes, I'm feeling it. It's been quite that way, but I'm used to it. I accept that. I'm okay with it. I'm actually extremely happy to be here with you, first and foremost, always. My spirituality is a huge component of my life. And to be able to sit here and explain to you personal things happening a lot of times, just so you know that, I'm not sitting on any mountaintop thinking, oh gosh, please follow the, you don't have to follow my lead ever. But what I love is I love being able to share love connection aspects to you. And I'm speaking of all types of love. This is not just romantic, of course. And the depth and importance of love. And then I read for the featured sign 4 major categories. And the 4 major categories cover pretty much everything. I mean, it's a snippet of what my personal private readings would be. And then I finish with a beautiful oracle message for you. So today's sign for the featured sign is the beautiful air element, balance-seeking, fair-minded, peace-seeking, for sure, justice, and yeah, just the mind, the mental sign of Libra. Libra represents the scales and the importance of balancing and negotiating and, strategizing and rationalizing, and just everything having to do with the mind once again. Thoughts important, ways to express themselves. Libra's love, connection, relationships of all kinds. Libra's ruling planet is Venus. So when Venus is in retrograde, and I am a Libra, but also all air signs would definitely, Gemini and Aquarius would definitely be feeling this, I would say more than the other elements. And then of course we're all going to feel it in some respect. Venus represents the most feminine aspects of ourselves. The beauty, the magic, the absolute power of love that prevails everything else, and the ability to overcome, to mend, to heal, to share, to give, to receive. It's about money. It's about, feeling good, looking good, sensuality. And that is, like I said, the retrograde will be through the end of the month, January 29th, but it'll continue in its more or less shadowy period, as they say, through, once again, the first week of March. So we're not going to be completely out of the woods, or the dust won't settle till then. But this is a time to really contemplate and to realize what you want. When it's Capricorn season and the element of Venus is in, or the planet Venus is in Capricorn, we're talking structure, serious, grounded, practical energy in everything we do, our day-to-day, our work, our money, our investments, our health, for heaven's sakes, which is so much a part of our wealth, right? And then, this Saturn-ruled aspect of Capricorn is one of us very serious, focused, structured, not as much fun and games as let's get down to brass tacks. Let's figure out what's going to be good for our security for years and years to come, for the long term. And then, being very realistic about it and, once again, kind of a somber nature. And also, Capricorn is a cardinal sign, so they're very much about success. And they will not stop until they receive that, okay? And they will take that time and they will persevere and they will help others as well. And they're incredibly good at being leaders and innovators, and they pioneer and they start new ideas and processes. And it's a beautiful thing, really. Now, I will share with you, I always like to share a personal thing happening. I had been praying and wishing and dreaming about a specific new career path for myself. And this has been for months. And so, I was watching some really great readers I love and doing my own readings, and everything pointed in such a positive way. But I will tell you that I asked more specifically over this past weekend, please, Spirit, please, higher power, please, loving source, that's always thinking of us in the highest regard, right? Please give me an answer one way or another. I mean, I've been in limbo, and I know that's a part of the retrograde. And I think I've been really patient because this has been for months. And I did get an answer, and that was what I really was asking for, and it is not going to happen. So, yes. There's always that letdown. And yet I realized, I said, please, unless it's for the highest good of everybody involved, with the most deepest sincerity in my heart, this is a heart-centered time. It's not something I want. And so therefore, clearly that wasn't going to be the case. And it absolutely affects people I love dearly. And I would say that makes me feel the most vindicated about it. And also it's January, for heaven's sakes. There's so much unlimited potential in what could come, and things changing and so forth and everything, that I'm sticking to it. I had to cry, of course. That's a form of purging. That's super important. A lot of us that have our wishes and think, oh, we can bring it into fruition. I believe that so strongly. We have Jupiter, the planet, the benevolent planet of luck and opportunities and expansion, and everything you put your energy and your mind to, it'll grow and become something, right? And that's in the sign of Pisces. And I have a Pisces rising, so I'm just like, this is it. This is my year. And it is, and it still is. And it's going to come in forms I don't know. So that's about releasing, and that's really important, another part of this retrograde time. Never give up, and just understand things definitely happen in different ways. So for Libra, I do want to pick your highlighted connection that Spirit wants me to share with you. And this could be a person or another sign you're very familiar with or in connection with, resonate, have a deep relationship or connection with. But it could also just be that energy you're very much resonating with and you're taking on or feeling, or you have in your own personal chart in some form or another. So that will be right in front of you as always. This will influence you in some way during the month. Like I said, whenever you watch these videos, and it's later than for some, but earlier for other, it's all perfect, and the energies will be basically the same through the month, with the exception of the new moon we had in Capricorn versus the full moon on the 17th in Cancer. They're polar opposites. That's the opposition there, the full and the new. That's usually how it works. And then we've got the influences of eclipses coming in another month or so, but that's to be talked about later. Cancer's home, Cancer's heart, Cancer's water, Cancer's the fellow sign to Pisces. It's about giving and selflessness and caring and healing and emotional vulnerability. And as a Libra myself, of course I have emotion. Of course I have deep love for so many people and things and life and you. But I also am not one to show it that much. And yet my Pisces side is like ridiculous. Crying at commercials, just anytime I see people hugging, I'm like, oh my God, that's so beautiful, and that's going to be happening more with this influence of Pisces. But it's also about healing. It's your body healing, and I do have something coming up in hopefully another couple months as far as surgery goes, and it's perfect for that. And that has to happen anyway for us to be whole and complete. We've got to take care of ourselves. I implore you to please consider that this year. I think a lot of people are. And so your highlighted connection for you, beautiful Libra, is, it's right in the center, but I want to say Aries. Let's try one more time. I apologize. That went off. Libra, how funny. I used to do Libra and Libra because that makes sense. You may have a huge amount of Libra around you, or people or circumstances. So if that makes sense to some of you, and if it happens again, that's what I'll do for sure. I tend to want to do a secondary energy other than yourself. But that speaks volumes, and it does speak about, once again, that importance for balance and certainly justice and boundaries, which is a huge thing for Pisces energy too. And being in Jupiter, because you want to make sure that you are getting that reciprocity and you're not feeling taken advantage of. You don't want to be the victim. You don't want to be escaping things that you need to face. All of that comes into play. But the creativity is phenomenal, and the artistry, and you know you love that, Libra. That's a big part of your personality and your character traits. But you have Capricorn. Now, this is not the first time, and it won't be the last. But I have actually had in the last few months more of a connection with Libra and Capricorn. Now, the one thing I'll say right off the bat, we're in Capricorn season. Libra's feeling all this. Venus is Libra's ruling planet. Venus is in retrograde in Capricorn. Of course, you're getting that energy. Of course, you're feeling it. Of course, you know that, it's a little more serious than you are and more practical in a lot of ways. It's more grounded, which is really beautiful. I think everybody wants that. They want that stability and that feeling of, okay, if I do this and I really wait and I'm patient and I plant those seeds now, they're going to grow, and they will grow even exactly as you want sometimes. I don't want to ever detour from that ability we have. However, if that's not the case, it represents work, planning, strategizing, practical aspects of your life. And making sure that you're being sensible and you're looking into things without just thinking overly too much about them, maybe not having other perspectives, and having those conversations, because the more you hear, the more you learn, right? And then you can get, like, for example, for physical aspects, you can get 2 or 3 opinions. I've certainly learned my lesson that way, and I haven't always done that. So it's essential, and I love it, and it's perfect for you. And you're both cardinal signs. You're both about doing things. You like action. Cardinal Capricorn brought in the season of winter. You bring in the season of fall, Libra. So let's read the 4 major categories that have to do with this highlighted connection for sure. And to me, simply put, it's just about how you're very much taking on this energy with Venus in the sign of Capricorn, and also, really being very true and strong and committed to your desire to grow and expand and evolve and emerge from where you may be now, which doesn't surprise me, and it's something that I've personally always liked to do. And sometimes if I don't know, I'm just silent. I just like to be silent and allow the answers to come through. So let us see for you, beautiful Libras. And mind you, these readings for the 4 major categories are definitely for that highlighted connection, but it's for every one of your connections and relationships, because there's usually a message that resonates and there's sometimes none at all. But stick with the ones that do, because I find that to be an important aspect of all readings. These are guidance. These are, signs and signals and beautiful ways to express what might be happening, what you're feeling, but it's not, you're always in control. You're always the one who can, take it in or leave it as much as you choose. So the overall energy is the first category, and I'm using this beautiful new deck called the Light Seers, which I've seen on with other readers that I have and love and watch regularly, and I'm absolutely loving it. And so you have, for the first card, the World. Libra, the World, okay? Now this is a powerful major arcana card. It is the last card in the zodiac. We start with the Fool, which is 0, and then 1 is the Magician, and it's just the journey we take. And it's as though you're coming to that impasse or that point in your life. I don't know why. I don't know if you're retiring. I don't know if you're starting a new, venture or planning one. I don't know if you're starting a new college or school or even a relationship, but you've come full circle. And you have the opportunities and the drive and the help from the universe always to pursue what it is you want. You want to leave things behind, start anew. This is a vortex into the unlimited possibilities that the world has for us. Anytime I feel like I don't really know, I don't think I'm really getting the whole picture about things, I can watch, if I can't go there, I can watch the vastness of life and how much is really happening at any given moment that we may be missing. But I mean, to think for some reason, because of like I explained, this thing isn't happening for me, this pursuit of mine, to think, oh, that's it. I don't know what to do. I mean, if you do that, it's not to your best interest. You have to understand that there's so many other possibilities, and that's what this is saying. The world is your oyster. It always has been. And you are a creator, for heaven's sakes. And it's a slower time. It's a time to wait. It's a time to, reflect. It's a time to purge. It's a time to allow, certainly, and it's a time for patience. And that's all for the sake of, leading you to the better place you need to be, leading you to the fulfillment, the holistic mind, body, soul aspect, okay? When one's out of alignment, for Libra especially, it's not going to work. It has to be whole. It's a continuum. It's a constant, recognition and pursuant, I think, to have that balance. It's important for all of us. So I absolutely love that. And I make sense for me, I can tell you that. Changes be coming. But they're important ones, and I love change, and I love being true to what I do. I've done readings for 30 plus years. I will never stop doing them, and I hope to do way more, and I'll bring that up later. But also, I love just learning and growing, and I think that's a huge part of all of our lives. So the second category is that of possible blessings or obstacles. Okay, now this world, like I said, the world is your oyster. Where are you wanting to go? It involves moving. It involves travel. It involves, are you wanting a vacation? I just came across my passport because I had not used the first one. And this one's good through 2029 for me, and I'm going to use that darn thing. I really, really am. I don't know where. I don't know how yet. I don't know what's happening this year even, but I know it's going to happen. And it feels really good. So I feel like there's that in a lot of the Libras out there mind is to get out and travel, even if it's by yourself. And I'm not opposed to that either, because you meet people wherever you go, right? So you're never really alone, ever. So possible blessings or obstacles is the beautiful Page of Pentacles. So this is your practical, this is the Capricorn highlighted influence and the beginning and the kind of newness of an idea, because they're always out there for us, and really kind of understanding there's a message that's going to come through that has to do with your livelihood, with your money, with your stability and your security, and to be aware and to listen, to always listen to what people are saying, because there's always ways to get these messages, and they can be so subtle. And that's what's happening. So this involves a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. And, Taurus has a lot of influence right now in this year. We have Uranus in the planet of Taurus, which can change things on a dime and get us out of our normalcy, to say the least. Very different than the energies of Taurus, but it will remain in Taurus for another, 2025 or 26, I believe it is. And so to allow for, the changes, but also this is Earth, and Venus is the ruling planet of Taurus. So that's interesting, that comes up as well. And so you can relate to that, Libra, as both of you having that, the sensuality, the feelings. Feelings create our momentum in manifesting. Short and sweet. You want to have those. You want to keep those continually building and feeling, that power within you to see it in a tangible way. Bring it into your reality. And that's what this is saying. It could be about children. You might be deciding that this is it. This is the year I'm going to have children. I didn't bring that up. Of course, that's a part of many people's phase that, I'm far away from, but have had children and absolutely loved it. And many moons ago, but of course they're a huge part of my life now. So it was the blessing of my life. And that tells me that this could very well be a time that is really being considered for that for a lot of you out there. Or you're about to have a child, or you're going to have a child, and congratulations. It is the most miraculous thing that can happen, I think, in a lot of ways. And you can also have a pet, or be an aunt or an uncle or a nephew or niece to other children that, because for whatever reason, and it's equally as important because it all matters. So the next category is that of finances or wealth, whatever you consider, and you have the Queen of Wands. Bam! This is serious stuff now. This is that fire, passion, and energy. We do have Mars in the sign of Sagittarius still till I think the 24th when it goes into Capricorn. And Sagittarius is all about Jupiter ruled, positivity, beautiful, let's make this happen, fiery, spirited, optimism, movement, fast movement, when it comes to career and innovations or, ideas or anything of that nature. And the Queen is the more intuitive of the two, the King and the Queen. It doesn't matter if you're a female or a male, but that's that Venetian feminine energy we all carry within us. The internalizing of things, the deepest feelings of things, And it's serious and it wants to help and it means business. And it's about building that empire, building that financial status, whatever that is for you, because it's so different for everybody. But we all want to feel that security. That's for darn sure. And you're very, very fired up to do that. I don't think for myself this setback, yeah, it hurt, but it's like, hey, there's something else. I have an Aries moon. I don't dwell too long. I just allow it to happen, and then I can move forward without that resistance or block that might still be there. So fantastic. Absolutely beautiful. And yes, if it does have to do with your health, it's about looking into it, getting that information you need, and also being very careful. Because, that's the time right now with the flu, whatever, there's a lot of things that can happen. I had a little slight incident where I broke a bone in my wrist, and it's perfectly good now, but it was just so unexpected. So sometimes that fiery energy, we do things kind of fast and, move quickly, and we may trip or something. So just mentioning that, not a doctor, but that is a part of this too. But also just knowing that you've got everything it takes and the energy to build the momentum and build that empire, build your finances, trust and fully believe, because there's that necessary component of self-acceptance and believing in yourself, because if you don't, truly no one else does. And that's the fact. And it's not even about faking it till you make it, because you can find something about yourself that's absolutely beautiful and worthy, and we all are, certainly. So this is good. This is good, Libra. And the final card, which I love, is the Surprises and Wishes card. And this is exactly that. Surprises come, certainly with the influence of Uranus and Taurus for a long time. That does have to do with our earthly day-to-day, from health to our jobs, to our families, to our relationships, to the ground that we plant things, to our ideas, our intentions, and so forth. So what was it? What are you creating? What have you been dreaming about? What are you manifesting? And you have the Ace of Cups. Whew. So, I told you, love connections in my readings is about every aspect, every facet of love. The deepest and the most important, powerful emotion of love. And you got the Ace of Cups. And so that tells me that there is, in fact, if not already, a very strong, deep desire to share your love, to be more vulnerable, Libra. That's right, I said it. Now, this could be that you have not been in a relationship for a very long time and you're feeling like me. What is it like? I don't really even exactly remember as far as romance. I don't. And it's okay. I don't even know how that would happen. But what's cool is you're open to it. And you're going to say, sure, I'm not saying no. I need to be maybe given a vision of that, maybe asked for that. Maybe some of you are very, very clear and very interested in somebody, and you're feeling like it could very well be the person that you want to commit to, and without putting a label on it, and maybe start a family with, or you already are, and it feels really good. It is a definite beginning. It is definitely filled with possibilities, endless creativity, creating a child, creating a business, creating something that matters to you so much, a YouTube channel, a new business of some sort. Who knows? The list goes on. But I absolutely love that for you. So the two bookends, if you will, for your reading is the World and the Ace of Cups. And those are incredibly beautiful together. And it's being open and allowing and knowing there's no beginning, there's no end. It just keeps on going. The world keeps on revolving, and you don't want to miss out. You don't want to not be a part of that flow and that momentum, right? And that's what I'm seeing from this. So I'm going to finish with your beautiful oracle message. And this is a wonderful oracle called the Unshakeable Inner Peace Oracle deck. How do you like them apples? I love it. There's that peace thing and how important it is to Libras, and I mean, they will fight for peace. I laugh, but it's true. If they feel like there's some injustice being done, they're going to speak up. There's no getting around it. They're not one to hold back when it comes to that. They can be diplomatic and everything else, and they don't like a bunch of, they're not liking discord, and it's not like they asked for that, but they will stand up for what they believe, and they will be very direct and straightforward and honest and, truthful, sometimes too much, but, some people like that. I think it's a good thing. In the end, I really do. And so your beautiful message, Libra, in closing today is going to be, for the month of January, you are the joy seeker, okay? So just seek it, because it's right everywhere. It's always right here. It's certainly in here, but it's everywhere. We got to look for it and believe it and allow it. What little victories can you celebrate? So like if you've had a letdown, and I have, look for the stuff that's phenomenal and the good, and my kitten, and my being able to get up and being able to do these readings, and being able to have my massage clients that I absolutely love, and hopefully more clients to do readings for. I have a lot to be grateful for. I always have, and I know every one of you out there can agree with that. So be the joy seeker. Look at this gorgeous, gorgeous card. And you know what I love? It's a woman who's, older, and it's the number 4, and it's about balance and stability. That's the stability card. That's the stability number, I should say, as well as the card. But it's grounding yourself. It's this beautiful time in, Capricorn season, and just staying still a little more and just allowing, So let me read to you what it says. I love this deck, and this is new. I've just brought it out for the January reading, so all of them are basically new to me. So number 4, I'll read to you a little bit about that and get you on your way, okay? You are the joy seeker. Your life is a masterpiece and a day-by-day adventure, and you have the power to access joy no matter what you are going through. Every day may not be great, but when you celebrate the little victories, you will see the great things within each day. Infinite miracles happen every moment, but we are often too overwhelmed and busy to see them. You may be focusing more on the struggles and what isn't working well. You are being called to be more mindful of the blessings that occur all the time, for there is a grand opportunity for joy both within you and all around you. And I want to cry because, I had this letdown, and I thought, I'm getting so much better at that. I really am. That's one of my victories. Because they happen, and they just do. And it just doesn't affect me as much as it used to. So that makes me personally happy, and I hope you can say that too. And it might have to do with age. After a while you're like, okay, but I'm still never giving up. I still have dreams, and I will always believe in dreams coming true. I just do, because many of them do. Thank you for tuning in today. I appreciate your time, and I will be back in February with some things that I still need to do. I haven't even done, to be honest. So take great care of yourself. If you like what you saw, please push the thumbs up and subscribe and be a part of my channel. I would love it. YouTube loves it too, because it's a very great way to have them share the channel, or continue to help me to post videos and such. Okay, so take great care of yourself. I love you and appreciate you. Till February. Bye for now.